A seemingly ordinary, devoted wife is cruelly abandoned by her ambitious husband for a wealthy socialite, unaware that his plain wife secretly inherited a vast fortune and is about to transform into a formidable, influential force. Sunlight streams into a modest but tastefully decorated living room. Abike, warm, kind eyes, dressed simply but neatly, hums a gospel tune as she prepares breakfast, yam and eggs. Her movements are fluid, practiced. She sets the table meticulously. Her husband, Femi, handsome, outwardly charming but with a subtle air of restlessness, emerges from the bedroom, phone already pressed to his ear. He is dressed in a sharp business suit. Abike glances at him, a soft smile on her face. She pours him a glass of juice. Femi nods curtly, still engrossed in his call. He sits, barely acknowledges the food, quickly checks his emails, and scrolls through social media, a flicker of dissatisfaction crossing his face as he sees posts from lavish parties. Abike watches him, a hint of concern in her eyes. As Femi finally takes a bite, his phone rings again. It's a video call. He quickly declines, but not before a glimpse of a glamorous, overly made-up woman, Dupe stunningly beautiful, radiating wealth and confidence, flashes on the screen. Abike notices. Femi quickly dismisses it as a client. The seed of doubt is planted. Dupe is seen in her sprawling mansion, surrounded by luxury. She is frustrated, pacing. She makes a call to an unseen assistant, demanding updates on a major business deal, showing her ruthless, ambitious side. She mentions Femi in passing, referring to him as a useful asset. Abike tries to talk to Femi about his increasing distance. He's always busy, always on his phone. He dismisses her concerns, claiming work pressure. He's growing impatient with their modest life, making snide remarks about their lack of progress compared to his peers. Femi is seen having a secret dinner with Dupe. They are clearly intimate. Dupe promises Femi a partnership in a lucrative real estate venture if he can handle his personal affairs quickly. She subtly pressures him to leave Abike. A devastating confrontation. Femi, emboldened by Dupe's promises and his own growing disdain for their small life, coldly announces he's leaving Abike. He tells her she's not ambitious enough, too traditional, and holding him back. He throws a wad of cash at her, calling it settlement. Abike is shattered, completely blindsided. Her world crumbles. Abike, devastated but resolute, seeks legal advice. Her lawyer, Barrister Chokuma, sharp, empathetic, advises her. She confides in him about her recent inheritance of a significant estate from a distant, reclusive uncle she barely knew. She shows him some initial documents, the will, property deeds, bank statements, all pointing to an unfathomable fortune. She explains she'd kept it secret even from Femi, out of a desire for a genuine love and fear of being used, and also due to the sheer shock and overwhelming nature of the inheritance. Abike, with Barrister Chokuma's guidance, begins her transformation. She begins to attend intensive financial courses, meeting with wealth managers, understanding the intricacies of her empire. A new wardrobe, refined hairstyle, but still retaining her inherent grace. Not a superficial change, but an enhancement of her true self. She starts learning about the various businesses under her late uncle's umbrella: real estate, tech, hospitality. She shows an incredible aptitude, surprising even Barrister Chokuma. Femi and Dupe are the power couple of the night, basking in their newfound status. They are about to announce a major deal that will solidify their position. Suddenly, a hush falls over the room. Abike makes her grand entrance. She is breathtaking, radiating confidence and quiet power. She is accompanied by Barrister Chokuma and a retinue of security. Femi and Dupe are stunned, barely recognizing her. Abike, now fully in control of her late uncle's conglomerate, starts making strategic moves. She identifies a key piece of land, a valuable plot that Femi and Dupe's company desperately needs for their flagship project. She subtly, or not so subtly, begins to acquire competing assets or intellectual property that directly impacts Femi and Dupe's business. Abike learns through her new network that Femi was not just dumped by Dupe, but that Dupe actually played a major role in manipulating Femi into leaving Abike, seeing Abike as a potential obstacle or simply a distraction to Femi's ambition, which Dupe wanted to harness for her own gain. The ultimate showdown. Femi and Dupe's company is on the brink of collapse due to Abike's calculated moves. They are desperate. They arrange a meeting, not knowing who the new player is. Abike walks in. Femi and Dupe's jaws drop. Abike lays out their options, showcasing her superior business acumen. She meticulously details how she systematically dismantled their empire. She offers them a lifeline, but on her terms, which are humiliating and financially crippling for them. Dupe, cornered and desperate, tries to turn on Femi, revealing some of his shady dealings and underhanded tactics to Abike, hoping to save herself. Abike, however, is unfazed, revealing she already knew everything. Femi and Dupe are seen signing documents, looking defeated. They are stripped of their wealth and influence. Abike, though victorious, feels no joy in their downfall, only a quiet sense of closure. She has proven her worth to herself, not to them. Abike, now fully established as a powerful and respected philanthropist, is seen investing in community projects, orphanages, and empowering women. She uses her wealth to make a positive impact, showcasing her true character. Femi, now humbled and working a menial job, sees a news report about Abike's philanthropic work. He is struck by regret and the stark contrast to his own life. He tries to reach out, perhaps a brief, awkward encounter where he apologizes, but Abike simply nods, acknowledges it, and moves on, indicating she has truly moved past him. No reconciliation, no false hope for him. Her focus is elsewhere. Abike is seen at peace, powerful, and surrounded by a new, supportive circle of friends and colleagues. She's on a private jet, overseeing a new, massive project. She looks out the window, a quiet smile on her face. She has found true happiness and fulfillment, not in revenge, but in her own strength and purpose. Abike looks directly into the camera, a confident, serene gaze. The message is clear: never underestimate a woman. Months later. This is Abike's new world. The office is sleek, minimalist, with panoramic views of the Lagos skyline. Abike, no longer the timid wife, sits at a massive glass desk. Her attire is still elegant but now commands respect, a tailored blazer, a silk blouse. Her hair is styled in a sophisticated, low bun. Her eyes, though still kind, hold a new, sharp intelligence. Barrister Chokuma is with her, reviewing documents. He observes her with quiet admiration. She picks up a file. Her fingers trace a detailed blueprint. Quick cuts of Abike in intense meetings with wealth managers, economists, and legal teams. She asks probing questions, challenging assumptions, her pen rapidly making notes. We see complex charts and graphs, but her face shows understanding, not confusion. Abike touring factories, construction sites, interacting with workers and managers. She's hands-on, asking about supply chains, efficiency, and worker welfare. She's learning every facet of her inherited empire. Abike at high-profile luncheons, shaking hands with governors, ministers, and industry titans. She's graceful, articulate, and commands attention. Her presence is quiet but undeniable. A fleeting shot of Abike meditating, or reading a complex business book late into the night. She's not just acquiring knowledge, she's internalizing it, making it part of her being. Her simple clothes are slowly replaced by bespoke Nigerian designers, her posture more confident, her steps more purposeful. Dupe, looking stressed, backs orders into her phone. Femi sits opposite her, looking increasingly uneasy. Their latest real estate project, the Lekki Grand Towers, is facing unexpected hurdles, permit delays, land acquisition issues, escalating material cost. Femi avoids her gaze. He's realized life with Dupe isn't all glamour. She's demanding, ruthless, and quick to blame. The subtle shift in her attitude towards him, from admirer to taskmaster, is palpable. The opulent ballroom of a five-star hotel. Glitz, glamour, flashing cameras. Femi and Dupe are the center of attention. They are dressed to the nines, exchanging forced smiles for the paparazzi. They are here to announce a major partnership with a foreign investment firm, hoping to salvage their Lekki Grand Towers project. Femi, beside her, nods enthusiastically, though his eyes constantly scan the room, seeking validation. Suddenly, A ripple goes through the crowd. Heads turn. The buzz dies down, replaced by murmurs of awe. The grand doors open, and Abike steps in. She is a vision. Dressed in a stunning, custom-made indigo aoke gown that shimmers under the chandeliers, her makeup subtle yet striking, her posture regal. She walks with an undeniable air of quiet confidence, not arrogance. By her side is Barrister Chukwuma, and behind them, a discreet but formidable security detail. Femi and Dupe freeze. Their smiles vanish. Femi's jaw literally drops. Dupe's eyes narrow, a mix of disbelief and dawning horror. Abike doesn't look at them directly, but her gaze sweeps over the room, acknowledging a few nods from prominent figures, including the foreign investors Dupe and Femi are trying to impress. She moves towards a group of influential industry leaders, who greet her with genuine respect. A journalist, recognizing the shift in atmosphere, approaches Dupe and Femi. Dupe and Femi exchange a terrified glance. The new bidder on the ape land. The anonymous player. His words trail off as Abike, having concluded her brief conversation, turns and, for the first time, her eyes meet Femi's. It's not a gaze of anger, but of cool, detached recognition, perhaps a hint of pity. She offers a barely perceptible, almost imperious nod, then moves past them, disappearing into the throng of powerful individuals. Dupe grips Femi's arm, her voice low and furious. Femi is speechless, his face pale. He finally understands. The woman he so carelessly discarded is not only present but is a force he now utterly pales in comparison to. Days later. The atmosphere is tense. Abike, now formally introduced as the CEO of Ologite Conglomerate, sits at the head of a massive mahogany table. Barrister Chukwuma is by her side. Opposite them, Femi and Dupe sit, their faces etched with desperation. Their company, Apex Dreams, is hemorrhaging money. The Lekki Grand Towers project is stalled, permits revoked, their investors pulling out. The ape land, which they desperately needed, is now firmly in Abike's control. Abike leans forward, her expression unreadable. She gestures to a large screen, where a detailed financial breakdown of Apex Dreams is displayed, showing red figures and projected failures. Dupe and Femi wince. Abike's eyes, cold as ice, meet his. She pushes a folder across the table. It contains a document. Dupe is furious. Seeing no way out, her empire crumbling, turns on Femi. Femi stares at Dupe, betrayed and horrified. Abike simply nods slowly, a flicker of something almost like contempt in her eyes. The weight of her words hangs in the air. Dupe slumps back into her chair, defeated. Femi is utterly broken, realizing the depth of his miscalculation, not just of Abike's wealth, but of her intelligence and resilience. The audience will be on the edge of their seats, witnessing Abike's methodical dismantling of their antagonist. The reveal that Abike knew about Dupe's manipulation adds another layer of satisfaction to her revenge.